Hello and welcome inside the Sudbury Community Arena. I'm Nick Liard, joined by Alex Gunn for another night of Sudbury 5 basketball, and tonight the London Lightning come to town for the second time. It was our first ever broadcast where the London Lightning were here in Sudbury, a 112-107 victory.
Yeah, and they had a pretty strong November, but for coming into the December month, they're currently 1-3, with the one win being by 1 point at home and the rest being blowouts. So if we can focus on defense tonight, then we should be in a good situation.
A vastly different team for the defending National Basketball League of Canada champions. The London Lightning, they fired their head coach, a couple new additions to their team, so they look a little bit different. They come into this game losers of 2 straight, while on the other side, the Sudbury 5 have won 2 straight, a victory last Sunday over Windsor and the KW Titans on Thursday. What did you see from that victory on Thursday?
Braylon Rayson played phenomenal that night. He had over 20 points scored, along with I believe 10 assists. And Grandy Glaze, he really performed really well, coming off the bench with over 20 points as well and over 10 rebounds. So if they can kind of get the same performance out of those two, then we're sitting good.
So we're going to take you down to court level for just a second while the singing of both national anthems, and we'll be back up in the broadcast booth to bring you the full game. The Sudbury 5 come into this one 6-2 on the season. The London Lightning have fallen to 4-4 for the defending National Basketball League of Canada champions. And they're in the same division, so these matchups are absolutely huge, Alex. As we get into the later parts of the season, Sudbury already has the one-up in the matchup so far.
Yeah, and as you said, them being in the same division as us, even though we're already leading currently, this would just help separate us from the top of the pack to the second place team.
And so the starting lineups for the visiting London Lightning will be Mo Bolden, Xavier Moon, Kevin Ware Jr., Garret Williamson, and Kirk William Jr. On the other side, it's Jalen Bland, the home team, Braylon Rayson, Corey Dixon, Dexter Williams Jr., and Devin Gilligan, a starting lineup that we've started to get used to the last couple games for the Sudbury Five.
Yeah, in basketball, a lot of this has to do with chemistry and the way the guys know each other and their tendencies on the court. So when we maintain the same starting five, it helps the players just develop that cohesion within their unit.
And so the Sudbury Five, they've won 2 straight, 122-114 over the KW Titans, Kitchener-Waterloo on Thursday, and a 123-121 nail-biter over Windsor in another comeback for this team. Jalen Bland struggled on Thursday, just 4 of 20 shooting for 12 points, 4 of 14 from 3. He's still third in the league in scoring, so you kind of expect a bounce-back night for Braylon.
Yeah, with a volume scorer like him, you would definitely expect a bounce-back night, and his shots just weren't really falling last game, but as long as he's taking the same shots and it's within the rhythm of offense, he should be knocking down these jumpers.
And you said it off the top, Braylon Rayson, a huge game on Thursday, 33 points, 10 assists. He's tops in the league in scoring, third in assists. And another player who's had a great impact is Grandy Glaze, 25 and 15 on Thursday on 11 for 15 shooting. He's been effective. He gets it down low, finishes. And, I mean, he's coming off the bench. That's what's been most impressive about Grandy Glaze this season.
To lead a league in rebounding coming off the bench, it truly is phenomenal. It's almost unheard of, but the way he gets his points as well, they all flow within the offense. He's not like taking shots that aren't within the offense, so he's been really, really impressive in that aspect as well.
And one of the newest addition to the Sudbury Five is Johani Dalembert, and he will play tonight. And so he is a native of Port-au-Prince, Haiti. His family, friends, everyone pretty much in his whole life was involved in the tragic 2010 earthquake in Haiti, which killed over 100,000 people. And so from there, a year later, moved to the United States at 15 years old with his older half-brother, Samuel Dalembert, NBA player, longtime NBA player, member of the Canadian national team as well. Kind of learned to play the game while he was in Philly. While Samuel Dalembert was in Philly, he was living with them. Ended up going to the same high school as Kobe Bryant went to, Lower Merion High School. Actually, Garret Williamson for the London Lightning also played there as well. So that's where he kind of grew his game. Was really new to it coming over to America, loved soccer, didn't really, wasn't interested in basketball. But, the grooming of his older brother, Samuel, and, great coaching growing up. He came to fall in love with the game, went to James Madison University, where he tallied over his career 100 blocks and over 500 rebounds. So he brings, he's big, 6'8", 240. And so look out for him tonight making his debut. Another note as well, Travis Relaford, who missed a couple games, is going to be back and playing here tonight. So we're underway. Braylon Rayson, no score on the clock, inside to Corey Dixon, across to Devin Gilligan, who's been lights out. And just as I say that, he misses it, goes ahead. Kirk William Jr. knocks it down the easy 2.
I like seeing Gilligan get back there on defense. It still wasn't enough in time to stop the basket, but it was a great effort.
Crossover by Dexter Williams Jr. It's stolen and back the other way. It's Williamson. Nice hands there by Braylon Rayson. Dexter Williams gets it up right into trap zone. Braylon Rayson able to get it out. Pass into the corner for Gilligan. Sweeps through to the hole. Has it stripped by Mo Bolden. Nice defense there. Back the other way, it's Xavier Moon. Moon, nice drop in to Kirk William Jr. And the block by Corey Dixon.
The Five have really come ready to play tonight. Their intensity on defense is great right now.
And Corey Dixon had just 9 points on 3 of 11 shooting on Thursday's win, but he brings his defensive intensity every game. He gets a little bit more help And again, once as I say that, a defensive breakdown big time for the Sudbury Five, and another one just not paying attention. Off the inbounds, an easy steal for the London Lightning. They're up 4-0. Could have made it 7-0 with a shot from Mo Bolden that's missed. Braylon Rayson looking for Jalen Bland up top. He gets it to him. Bland, a couple moves. Somehow squeaks that pass through. Rayson from the top. That one short. Devin Gilligan can't get the rebound. And it's Kirk William back the other way. Garret Williamson, nice pass there. Kirk William, and that just pops out. Magnets on the rim. And Braylon Rayson, stutter step to the hole, has it blocked, and they're going to call travel.
That's a difficult call to make, as it appeared the ball might have left his hand and he caught it after the block, but I'm not down on the court with the refs, so I don't have the same angle.
Slow start for the Sudbury Five, 2 minutes in, no baskets. The other side, London Lightning, they've got a couple on the board. It's 4-0, and Xavier Moon up top gets it in. Kirk William Jr. The bounce pass finds nobody, and out of bounds.
It was a great job by the Five there, cutting off the pass. They kind of forced him to make that pass, and he was passing it blind, hoping there was someone in the corner, but we had rushed them out of their spot.
And Braylon Rayson, they set up a play. It's Dexter Williams Jr. now looking for Jalen Bland, but he's taken down, and somehow, as he's falling down, able to get it to Braylon Rayson. Jalen Bland has to jack something up, hits nothing, and out of bounds. Ball goes to the London Lightning. And so a quick sub and an interesting one. Kirk William Jr., who put up the 2 baskets for the London Lightning, he comes out. AJ Gaines Jr. Comes in, number 35. It's Kevin Ware Jr., the Louisville Cardinal, into Garret Williamson, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line for 2. So Garret Williamson played at St. Joseph's University, named twice to the Atlantic 10 all defensive team, so got some defensive chops, but he can also score. As we mentioned earlier, I went to Lower Merion High School, second to Kobe Bryant all time in points at that high school. And anytime you're in the same conversation as Kobe Bryant, you've done something right.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've established such a program there that any player that does play for Lower Merion is they have a ton of potential upside.
And the ground roots of Philadelphia basketball. And Garret Williamson, longtime London Lightning player, named Canadian of the Year in 2014. And the Canadian is creeping up those leaderboards in terms of all-time points for the National Basketball League of Canada. Jalen Bland can't get that to go. And AJ Gaines Jr. Right to the cup. And Logan Stutz will take that timeout, down 8-0 early.
I like that timeout by him there. He's just got to settle down the troops a bit. They're getting good shots, but they're not falling, and the coach is just going to try to settle them down here.
And we'll also see if head coach Logan Stutz decides to make any changes to the starting lineup, perhaps to get a spark in. And we'll see what happens coming out of the timeout.
We've talked about this before as well, but you truly can't take any team lightly in this league. You kind of got to throw their record out the door, knowing that all these players kind of come from the same background. They're all winners. They've all been winning their whole life. And I'm not suggesting that's what Sudbury's doing, but I'm just reminding everyone that if we don't pick it up, then it could get dangerous quickly.
Well, you got a hungry team coming in. These are the defending champs. We get the team tomorrow, the Halifax Hurricanes, who played the London Lightning in last year's final, the last 2 finals, in fact. And you got a team that comes in here 4-4, obviously disappointing for a defending champ. They had a lot of roster turnover, but there's still some very good talent left on this roster. They fired their coach after a blowout loss, 123-97 to Kitchener-Waterloo, who the Sudbury Five recently defeated on Thursday. Yeah, so there's some turnover, and you gotta take them as they are. They are the defending champions still.
And the East Coast, they've been known for a long time for excellent basketball programs and excellent coaching as well. So to see the new coaching change, I'm sure they've done their research and implemented the best possible coach they could have.
On one of those East Coast teams you mentioned to me before the broadcast got a little bit better. St. John picking up former NBA champion.
Glenn Big Baby Davis, that's right. It's going to be exciting to see what he still has left in the tank.
And Travis Relaford, after missing a couple games, gets into the action and turns it over. It's Williamson back the other way. We mentioned him, the Canadian, creeping up those leaderboards and points scored all time for the National Basketball League of Canada. One of the leaders on this team. Played in Germany, played in Greece, and a couple seasons in the National Basketball, or the G League. And Travis Relaford, he breaks the streak. Almost 4 minutes into this first quarter, and Sudbury finally on the board.
I like what they did a lot there. Get away from the long distance shots and just go for the layup and try to get your self-esteem going and everything, and that's exactly what they did.
Kevin Ware Jr., he is able to knock that one down. And Jalen Bland can't find the bucket there. And AJ Gaines Jr. with some nice hustle. And Braylon Rayson gives it to Moon up top for Mo Bolden. And he comes down with it. So a couple sloppy plays on both sides there leads to an alley-oop play for the London Lightning, who lead 15-2. And not a great start for the Sudbury Five. There's still plenty of time. Nice no-look pass there from Devin Gilligan inside to Corey Dixon, who picks up the foul and one.
They've been having great success so far tonight down low. I would like to see that trend kind of continue because they've been so successful. That's 2 in a row, I believe, from within the paint.
And Devin Gilligan, who just made that beautiful pass, comes out. In comes Grandy Glaze. We talked about his huge game on Thursday at 25 and 15. On 11 of 15 shooting. He's got a double-double in all but 3 games this season. Grandy Glaze does, number 22. The free throw is missed by Corey Dixon. And inside, AJ Gaines Jr. looking for a foul call, doesn't get it. The shot is a little bit short, and Braylon Rayson coming back the other way, looking for Grandy Glaze, has Moon on him.
It's a great job by Glaze getting big down low there. He had his arms spread wide out, so the defender had no choice but to foul him.
So the foul goes to Xavier Moon and into Corey Dixon. Bland has Kevin Ware Jr. on him. Good defense there by Moon as he's able to get a hand on it. Goes out of bounds. Still Sudbury ball with 6:43 left to go in this first quarter. Braylon Rayson gets it into Grandy Glaze. Uses kind of a screen. Glaze goes right at Mo Bolden, out to Jalen Bland. Step back, shot up and out. And nice job there by Relaford. He's able to find the rebound and put it back up and in with the right hand.
Relaford caught a quick little elbow on the top of his head there.
And Kevin Ware Jr. goes across to AJ Gaines Jr. Ware in, left hand scoop, out, just a bit too strong. Grandy Glaze. Kevin Ware, you miss a bucket, you go get the steal, and that's exactly what he did. Sudbury picks up the foul. And so with 6:08 left to go in this first quarter, it is 15-6 for the London Lightning. And London has the ball. Kevin Ware Jr. inbounding it to Xavier Moon. Finds an opening. The Sudbury Five going zone now. Switching up the defensive schematics. And that one's short. And Marvin Phillips, he's now in, number 45. Gets the rebound, puts it back up. Misses. Nice pass there by Bland. Glaze, left hand so smooth.
Glaze really started that whole play by boxing out down low on the other end. That allowed them to get the rebound.
That's the biggest thing when you're playing zone defense. You don't have a man, you're just playing an area. So when that shot goes up, you have to find a man because you're not guarding anybody. And right there, exactly what can happen. An offensive rebound. AJ Gaines Jr. is able to put it back up and in. Braylon Rayson over the timeline. Looking for 2 screens. Just some movement on offense over to Corey Dixon, into Jalen Bland. Looking to get it to Grandy Glaze. Phillips, a great job getting the hand out in front and knocking that out of bounds. So 5:09 left to go in this first quarter, 17-8 for London. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Rayson has 2 on him. He's got to get something up. Pump fake, that one is going to hit rim, so it'll stay in play, but not the shot the Sudbury Five are looking for early. And William Jr. The shot goes up, and that one is missed. And Grandy Glaze able to get the rebound. He's back up to Braylon Rayson. Rayson takes the screen from Glaze, gets it back to number 22. Bland has a bit of room up top, just a bit too strong.
That's the right shot to take. We got to get him going again. The team desperately needs him to score as well, so it's the only way he's going to find a shot is by shooting.
And the shot on the other side goes in to make it 19-8. An 11-point lead for the London Lightning early. And this game, Braylon Rayson fouled there.
It is the game of basketball, though. The score is 19-8, but at the same time, it's a game of runs, so it doesn't really mean much at this time. It's so early in the game that the Sudbury Five can get that back within a couple minutes, really.
And the Sudbury Five faithful say hello to number 25, Johani Dalembert. From Haiti, is a Canadian citizen. And Adam Blazek also coming in. And he steps out of bounds. So we get to see what there is from the young power forward, 6'8", 240 pounds. Mentioned his story before the game got going. It's a crazy one, and how he eventually ended up here. Played last year for the London Lightning, 40 games for them starts. A very limited time. And Blazek is hounded there on defense by A.J. Gaines Jr. Big screen from Dalembert. Relaford kicks it out. Rayson now with the ball, has Moon all over him. Relaford with 7 on the shot clock. Shoots it up, hits the backboard, got to put it up. It was reset. And that takes away a good opportunity for the Sudbury Five. But the shot clock was reset when it shouldn't have been. There probably is going to be about 3 seconds left on the shot clock at this point.
Once again, Grandy Glaze doing a phenomenal job out there. The play was pretty much over on the missed shot, but Glaze just slid in there and grabbed the rebound in between 2 of London's defenders.
So it's got to be something quick here. Blazek to inbound it. Dalembert has to shoot it. Gets it to Blazek, who puts it up on a nice spin move. Kisses it off the glass. A little smooch gets it down for Adam Blazek.
When players start knocking down shots like that, I kind of have the tendency to want them to start getting the ball more. He's probably going to have a pretty good night.
And deep from way downtown, Jalen Bab Harrison from Ajax, Ontario. Grandy Glaze, he's got an opening. He'll put it up. Missed 3. Braylon Rayson gets it. Blazek down low to Relaford. Touch pass in to Grandy Glaze. He's going to get fouled. Head to the line.
I would have liked to see that 3 go in by Glaze there. He hit one last game, and he's got a good form on his shot. It's not something you expect to see from a player of his caliber with how much energy is so important to his game, but he can knock him down.
At this level, at the pro level, you know, teams in Europe, the G League, that's what they're looking for. A player who's an all-around type of guy who can, you know, step out and make that shot if need be. You know, you want Grandy Glaze more often than not going inside. But if you can, you know, keep that defense honest by knocking down a couple, not even 3s, long-range jumpers, it's going to really help his game go a long way. So
yeah, it really does open up the offense for you. If you can knock one down, then your defender knows he has to guard you at the 3-point line. And at that point, if he's playing up close, it opens up the drive for you. So it's really important that you are capable of that. And as you mentioned, with the European game, they actually started having their centers shoot 3-pointers long before the NBA did. The NBA kind of followed suit and adapted to what the European League was already doing. Now, of course, their three-point line is a couple feet further out, but it's nice to see it going in that direction.
Well, we started seeing that, you know, obviously Dirk Nowitzki was one of the, you know, the pioneers, the big German power forward coming over and, you know, kind of paving the way for those European forwards, at least in the, you know, 2000s, early 2000s and into the 2010s. I mean, there's some players, some great European players before him, but the big power forwards like Andrea Bargnani for the Toronto Raptors, who that was primarily his game, that, you know, the long-range jumper. Not a prototypical center where you get, you know, 10 rebounds a game, more so averaging 5, and that's kind of what you're starting to see from the Marc Gasols, the Brook Lopez's, you know, starting centers who get 25, 30 minutes a game. We're also, you know, getting 3, 4 threes a game. So very interesting the way that the game has kind of changed and evolved with that three-point line.
I'd like to give a shout out to Sabonis on this. I believe he was the first European, well, from Lithuania, that really started shooting the three-pointer as a center. And ever since then, it's just been growing. It's been growing exponentially, really.
And so the free throws knocked down. It's a 10-point game, 22-12, with 2:42 left to go in this first quarter. Mo Bolden finds himself open a little bit, and that one is missed. The rebound, nice job there by Kevin Ware. Somehow controls it. Williamson gets it down low, popped up by William Jr. In the corner, it's Mo Bolden, rattles out. And over the timeline, it's Braylon Rayson. Nice drop pass. Dalembert is fouled. He'll head to the line, tried to jam it home with the left hand.
Yeah, really good attempt there by Dalembert. It's the type of shot he's going to make 9 times out of 10 if he's not fouled. But he still got rewarded by posting up down low, so now he's shooting 2 at the free throw line.
Devin Gilligan coming back into the game. It's Braylon Rayson heading out. And Johani Dalembert, the younger half-brother of former NBAer Samuel Dalembert, both Canadian citizens moving from Haiti. And he's able to knock one down to make it a 22-13 game. Kevin Ware Jr. up top gets a screen from Kirk Williams Jr. Williams Jr., former finals MVP, long shot there by Bab Harrison, no good. The Eastern Kentucky product can't knock it down, and it's Grandy Glaze. Glaze backing down. Mo Bolden all the way inside, left hand won't go. Dalembert, big rebound, that's what he's gonna provide to you. And a lot of the East Coast teams play that inside ball, and an added center, we saw it. You know, they got the win against Windsor, but there was some mismatches down low, some big bodies for Windsor. That had a tough time, the Sudbury 5 did, as that one's knocked down. DeAndre Thomas, I mean, he's an anomaly at 6'8", 295. But, I mean, you're mismatched at that point, so nice to pick up a big body like Johani Dalembert. Travis Relaford, making his return from a couple game absence, is fouled there. And with 5-6 now, 6 fouls, team fouls for the London Lightning, and 1:02 left to go in this first quarter. Sudbury's close to bonus. A sweep through, Grandy Glaze to Dalembert. Takes the shot, can't knock it down. And a rebound to Garret Williamson. Williamson goes in, Dalembert, and there you go, sending him packing.
You sure that's not Samuel down there?
And that one right into the front row with Dalembert patrolling the paint now. That first row of courtside seats, they're going to have to keep their head on a swivel. Mo Bolden up top, he's got Dalembert on him, and a foul.
Been loving the effort by Dalembert out there so far. He had a great box out on the other end down here on offense. He's picked up a couple rebounds by just out hustling the other team. and then just that massive block on defense.
And Garret Williamson is being guarded by Relaford. Dalembert shows Kirk Williams Jr. crossing over. A couple hands in there. A nice job by Adam Blazek. And Grandy Glaze turns it right over. Dalembert contesting on Kirk Williams Jr. But that's happened a couple times to the Sudbury 5 tonight. You get that steal, want to make the most of it on the next possession, and they just turn it right back over.
They're so focused on playing fast pace that you are going to see an increased level in turnovers.
Adam Blazek not happy there. Travis Relaford gets blocked by Mo Bolden. Kirk Williams Jr. Time winding down on the clock. In the quarter, Williams Jr. is able to just put it up. Not the greatest first quarter for the Sudbury 5. Still plenty to play in this game, 26-15.
There's a couple things to be concerned about from the Sudbury 5.
And so 26.
Potential starters we could be playing at any given time, and it keeps the defense honest, and it keeps them guessing at all times. So it's really nice for Logan Stutz to have that ability to be able to switch those players in and out.
And so right as the quarter begins, it's another steal, another turnover for Sudbury, but they're able to get it right back. Blazek has Gilligan streaking down, is able to somehow get it into Corey Dixon. Hey, sometimes it works out.
Absolutely, and with Dixon having a cold game last game, that's exactly what he needs to do. Get a couple easy buckets down low.
Devin Gilligan has been huge the last couple of games, 22 points and 17 in the last 2 wins for the Sudbury 5. He's back out there in the Sudbury 5, still going with the zone defense. It's Bland on defensive Moon. Moon, the long shot as the clock was winding down. Off A.J. Gaines Jr. and out of bounds. It'll be Sudbury ball. And so Adam Blazek setting up the offense, picks up his dribble, and very careful to be over and back there. Travis Relaford just stepping in time. Relaford has Gaines Jr. on him, spins to a strong hand. Nice move, cooking and serving up a dish.
That was definitely a pretty move there. Just a quick drop step on the baseline there, and he found himself wide open for the layup.
A.J. Gaines Jr. now to Moon. Good ball movement by the London Lightning. Mo Bolden. And Gaines Jr. is able to pick up that rebound and get it out to Xavier Moon. Xavier Moon, the nephew of Jamario Moon, former Toronto Raptors player. And there's a A shot by Kevin Ware Jr. that's short. Devin Gilligan streaking the other way. Bland open. That's a 5-4-3, the first one of the game. And Jalen Bland knocking it down. Those are the type of shots you want him to get. Defense moving, and they have a hard time recovering, and he's got such a quick shot.
And whether they go in or not, it's the type of shots he has to take. His ability is so strong at knocking down the three that it helps us keep the defense honest.
And speaking of defense, a good job there, and the pass goes into Relaford. And the run that you talked about in the middle of the quarter. The Sudbury 5, who are down 26-15, have brought this right back. It's a 2-point game, and another turnover. And Jalen Bland, who is going to have an opening, we're going to see what the refs call. Sideline out of bounds, but very close, as Jalen Bland able to pick up the steal, going back the other way.
I would like to see the clear path foul called on that play, because, as you mentioned, he would have had a wide open layup, and it's a type of rule that it rewards the defense for what they're doing, and it's something I don't think you should take away from.
Grandy Glaze well on his way to another double-double, 4 points and 5 rebounds in that first quarter. Nice seal by Corey Dixon. He's met at the rim by Kevin Ware Jr. But a foul to number 5 of the Lightning. And Corey Dixon going up for the slam.
Kevin Ware, he can really get up there. He doesn't appear to be nearly as tall as Dixon, so that was kind of impressive on his effort.
And a great job there by Corey Dixon. Realized that Kevin Ware Jr. was fronting him, got defensive position in front of him, just turned his body, kind of stuck his butt down, sealed him, had it no defense over top, so he was able to just get the lob pass and go up for the dunk attempt. And Corey Dixon ties this one up at 26 with 9:09 left to go in this second quarter. And Kirk Williams Jr. has it poked out from behind, has 3 players on him. Tough shot there. And the defense is stepping up in the second quarter for the Sudbury 5. Blazek, the long 3, and can't get it to go. It's tipped up by Kevin Ware right to Relaford, who backs down. Ware Jr., the shot up. Both of those players playing at major schools. Kevin Ware Jr. at Kentucky, or at Louisville, sorry. And then Kansas for Travis Relaford. The up fake by...
I really like what happened there after the first quarter. I'm not sure what Coach Logan Stutz said to the team, but they have really come out on fire here to start the second quarter.
And right there, Corey Dixon establishing position, gets it to go. A little floater from in close, and Corey Dixon. A great start to the second quarter. A shot knocked down, and Bab Harrison, right after he airballed one before, makes it up. And says that's better. The first one slipped a little bit.
That's what all good shooters say when they miss a shot.
Look at the hand. What happened? I don't know.
A little water on there or something.
Devin Gilligan going to the paint is blocked by Kirk Williams Jr. Williams Jr. streaking the other way, gets it to Ware. And too strong, but there's nobody on the Sudbury 5 willing to get a rebound there. Kevin Ware Jr. misses twice, puts in his third attempt, just padding the stats. Adam Blazek up top now, gets the screen from Corey Dixon, a reach-in foul there. And so Marvin Phillips will come in for the London Lightning. Phillips got the start in the last game and put up 23 points and 5 rebounds, a couple steals, 4 steals as well. So coming off the bench here tonight in favor of Kirk Williams Jr. Braylon Rayson back out for the Sudbury 5. Corey Dixon gets a good position on the block, goes up with the right hand, up over Phillips.
Appeared Phillips got a piece of his arm on that one too. I think he was looking for the and one.
Xavier Moon, the cross-court pass into Kirk Williams. Good ball movement there by the London Lightning. They're not able to hit. Is Bab Harrison. Misses that three-point shot attempt. Through the legs pass, a little and one for you. Blazek to Dixon, out to Rayson, 5-4-3. And the Sudbury Five have come to play in the second quarter. Great ball movement and a big lead now for the Sudbury Five.
What a pretty pass by Blazek there between the legs. The defender had no clue what he was doing. And of course it led to the wide open three.
And Braylon Rayson. Definitely, you know, you can't leave him that open, Braylon Rayson. He's definitely going to knock it down. And the assist going inside to Corey Dixon.
Yeah, with Braylon being 0 for 2 in the first quarter there, you just knew they were going to start falling. And exactly as you said, you cannot leave a player with that ability wide open like that.
And Jalen Bland also has a three-point hit in the second quarter. Went 0 for 5 in that first, 0 for 3 from deep. And so the struggles seem to be continuing for him. He went 4 for 20.
Yes, but it happens on all levels of basketball. And like as an example, Kyle Lowry's before they went on the road trip, the Toronto Raptors, Kyle Lowry scored 0 points in an NBA game. It's almost unheard of for him, but his shot just wasn't there for the past 4 games in that stretch. And I mean, that's happening in the NBA. So the only way to get out of it, and is what Jalen Bland has to keep doing and what he is doing, is keep shooting the ball. His teammates trust him. They know he can knock down these shots. So he's just got to keep shooting until he gets out of the funk. And, well, we're still currently up 2 points, so I'm liking the aggression.
The Sudbury Five with the 2-point lead with 6:41 left to go in this second quarter. It'll be a London Lightning ball. Kirk Williams Jr. to inbound it to Kevin Ware Jr. Went to Georgia State as well as Louisville. Played overseas for a while before coming to the National Basketball League of Canada. Pass out with 10 on the shot clock. And Bab Harrison has taken the last 4 shots for the London Lightning, hit just 1 of the 3s. And looking for Corey Dixon inside again. Has the mismatch against Harrison. Nice decision to pass out Blazek for 3 in the corner. Can't hit it. Relaford had a shot as well. Made the extra pass. And Blazek reaching in to get the foul there.
With that miss down on the other end, it's not something as a fan you can even really get upset about, because they did everything right. They were passing the ball around. The ball movement was great. But unfortunately, you're not going to make every shot. But as long as you're taking the right shots, that's what really impresses the coach.
And so the ball will go Garret Williamson inside the Sudbury zone. And Williamson gets it to Xavier Moon. Doesn't get it to Moon. He gets it to Phillips, and outside now Moon, the up fake. Great move there, and the putback dunk. AJ Gaines Jr., he can get up.
Yeah, that was an impressive follow there by Gaines Jr.
Braylon Rayson taking the screen from Corey Dixon. Gets it to Glaze up top. Glaze makes a couple moves, goes up. A tough shot, well contested by Kirk Williams Jr. Glaze somehow able to get it up on the glass. Nice pass there by Moon, the bounce pass to Kirk Williams Jr. running the floor, big man. And Braylon Rayson now with the ball, gets the screen once again from Corey Dixon. Dexter Williams Jr. back out there. Dexter Williams right to the hole. And Grandy Glaze can't hit it. Dexter Williams Jr. has it stripped right to Glaze. Goes up on the right hand. And there's going to be a timeout call. It won't be an and one. But Glaze flexing on the bench.
Once again, Glaze did everything right there. He was surrounded by four of London's players down low, but he got his butt down low and he kind of backed the players out and boxed them out perfectly and was able to grab the rebound.
Well, Dexter Williams Jr. and Grandy Glaze, the hustle there, keeping the ball alive against 3 London defenders. Dexter Williams Jr. coming off a couple pretty good games, especially the win over Windsor where he poured in 24 points, and I would have to give him that game ball for sure against Windsor, the very close 123-121 win for the Sudbury Five. And Moon, the nice ball fake there, goes for the floater. And if you're playing a zone, that's the area that's going to be open. Moon has missed the last 2. from mid-range. A nice move by Braylon Rayson. The quick dribble gets him to the hole, and he finishes. And the crowd as energized now. And the Sudbury Five, they're playing defense, playing offense. A.J. Gaines Jr. jacks up the three, knocks it down, and silences the crowd a little bit.
Gaines Jr., he's an impressive player. I'm really impressed with what he's been doing out here.
Well, A.J. Gaines Jr. comes in averaging 10.9 points a game. Is fifth on this team in scoring. Nice pass over top to Corey Dixon. Great hands. Doesn't bring the ball down, goes right up.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something you have to do on the offensive side, because as soon as you bring it down, they're gonna swipe at the ball.
Marvin Phillips, that one hits off the backboard, comes out, pass into A.J. Gaines Jr. I don't think it was intended for him. Marvin Phillips had his head down running. Travis Relaford slows it down, gets it to Rayson. The step back at the elbow, hits it. Way too much room for Braylon Rayson on the last couple of shots.
Yeah, and Rayson's kind of creating that room for himself with his dribbling ability. So it's in. If he can keep doing that, he's getting open every time. He's just doing a little crossover step back, and he's finding himself wide open.
Johani Dalembert will come in for the Sudbury Five, along with Jalen Bland. Out comes Relaford. As the Sudbury Five on defense. Looks like they're staying in the zone. It's a 2-3 zone. And Dalembert meets Williamson at the rim. He tries to go on the reverse side, and Dalembert picks up the foul.
I like what Dalembert did there. A lot of times players with high verticals, they won't necessarily do the same thing when you're guarding at the rim. He kind of timed it out, and he let the player come down close to the hole, hoping to jump up for the block. But on that occasion, it didn't seem to be what happened.
Well, while you have that, you take a look there at the Braylon Rayson shot on the last possession. But if you're, Logan Stutz, what you want to see from Dalembert there, you see that Grandy Glaze gets beat in the corner. You want to see Dalembert meet his player outside the key. Rather than meet Garret Williamson at the rim to try and get the block, you meet him outside the key. He can't go up with it, right? He has to make a decision to pull up for a shot or try to make another move from there. And then you have, because you're playing in that 2-3 zone, you have that aid still on the other side. You have that third player who's coming in on the help side to help you, anyone cutting into the middle.
Yeah, and the idea with that is you got to get to the spot before the player on offense gets to the spot. And as long as you do, you're going to make it a lot more harder for him to accomplish what he's trying to do.
Now the Sudbury Five lead 41-39 as the second quarter winds down. A shot does not go by Jalen Bland. Back out, wide open, and there you go. Knock it down, Jalen Bland. Knock it down.
You can't be giving him two in a row like that. He's not going to miss it the second time.
Xavier Moon, the crossover, gets into the middle. Can he hit this one? Yes. Gets past the first wave of defenders into the opening. Knocks down the short jumper. And that should be a blocking call. It is. Garret Williamson had position established but reached a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he was kind of leaning back a bit as well. It's a very hard charge to get the ref to call if that's what he was looking for there. When you're that high up away from the basket, a lot of times the ref's going to give the advantage to the player on O.
And you got to look at this last play from Jalen Bland. The first shot missed. And we're back to live action now. Dexter Williams Jr. drops it to Johani Dalembert, goes up strong, and the putback by Grandy Glaze.
Get up, big man.
And that's going to be a technical foul.
I don't even mind. It was a nice pose. Yeah, he really held on to that one for a bit, eh?
It was a bit of a pose. I mean, Spider-Man would be proud. And so they talked about it. They're not going to give him the technical foul. It's just going to be possession. They're saying that one, he hung for safety.
Yeah, which is a legitimate concern. When you're up that high, you don't want to come down and land on someone's ankle or anything like that.
No, you want to give a good 10-15 seconds to let everyone clear, right?
Yeah, 10-15 seconds, exactly.
Moon hits that one. 46-44 for the Sudbury 5. A much better first quarter, or second quarter. They were outscored 26-15 in the first. Dalembert, and he does travel. Had an opportunity to go up, and then took that extra step. One of the weaker parts of his game, the footwork and the shooting that, you know, obviously comes with someone who took up basketball at a very late age. 15, 16 years old is late to pick up basketball, and then to, you know, corral that into a professional career. Very impressive, but there's still parts of his game very raw, and that's, he's here to, you know, iron those out, but he has some very, very good potential.
Well, exactly, and that's the only way you are going to learn, is by doing that in game situations. And it's kind of a learning curve you have to watch as a fan, but at the same time, the rewards, if he can get that down, are extreme.
Braylon Rayson took two defenders with him out of bounds. Grandy Glaze was looking right back at him, and that one missed. It's a 47-46 lead for the London Lightning. And the pass out to Mo Bolden. Kevin Ware Jr. sweeps through and up with the left hand. Nice finish by Kevin Ware. That's how you beat the zone, get it moving, and then you can sweep and go by with your best offensive players. Jalen Bland loses that one on the dribble. Kirk Williams Jr. is going to be fouled by Grandy Glaze, and he'll shoot two.
When we come back down on offense after these free throws, I'd kind of like to see us go for the 2-for-1 again. With 36.7 seconds left on the clock, if you can get it up with roughly 7-8 seconds, then you'll still get the ball back after the 24-second clock expires.
Kirk Williams Jr. heading to the free throw line for two. He knocks down one of two. Going for the second one with a 50-46 lead. Knocks down two. 36.7 left to go in the second quarter. Looks like that they're going to slow it down a little bit, opting to go for a good shot rather than the 2-for-1 opportunity. They'll get it into Dixon. Dixon is fouled. Won't be heading to the line. It'll be sideline out of bounds with 23 seconds left to go. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Not going for the 2-for-1 there makes sense as well. No one's really standing out from a scoring standpoint tonight, so I'd rather go for the good shot as well than the rush shot.
And Dixon hands it off to Braylon Rayson, has to run to get it. And with 8 seconds left on the shot clock, Corey Dixon puts it up. Devin Gilligan gets in it, and realistically they go for the 2-for-0 as Devin Gilligan gets the rebound. The shot goes up by Bland. It's short, and he gets another opportunity. That one is short. Glaze just a bit too late.
Yeah, he needed about half a second longer on that one.
And so the Sudbury 5, they battled back in that second quarter, but they trail in this one 51-46. It's a close game, but like we said, a much better, closer quarter for the Sudbury 5.
Yeah, it makes you feel a lot better that second quarter. The first one, you were a bit wary whether the players were going to show up or not tonight, but the second quarter, I think we outscored them by 4 points. So we're trending in the right direction right now.
Exactly. The Sudbury 5, they found themselves back into this game. Some good shooting by Jalen Bland. And we are going to go to break. When we come back, Julia Williams will be on.
again just before New Year's, and they're not doing so hot. They have 4 wins and 4 losses, having lost their last 2 games by more than 20 points. Now let's hope we can get that again tonight. They're currently sitting just below us in our division. Now, I have Cliff here. He is the creative genius behind the 5 brand and the 5 name. Now tell me, you were here when it was just a baby. How does it feel to see it become this now?
I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited the fans get to see it. That was an awesome intro. I love that you threw shade at the London Lightning. Thank you so much. It's awesome.
I'll send it back up to Nick and Alex in the booth.
Thanks, Julia. We're back on for second half action here in Greater Sudbury. The London Lightning and Sudbury 5-5 find themselves down by 5 points. However, a much better second quarter. I'm Nick Liard, joined by Alex Gunn. Thank you once again for tuning in to this broadcast on the Sudbury Saturday night. Corey Williams gets called with the charge there. Corey Dixon is leading the charge for the Sudbury 5 with 12 points in this early stages of the game.
Shooting a great percentage tonight too. Off 6 shot attempts, he's made 5, and he's picked up a couple rebounds too. I'm really liking what he's doing tonight because with the other players having off shooting nights, Jalen Bland at 2 for 10, Braylon Rayson 3 for 7. They need someone else to step up, and that's exactly what Dixon's doing.
And the Sudbury 5 in that first quarter, they were outscored 26-15, shot 0 for 8 from the 3-point line. Much better in the second quarter, 3 for 9. Still not a great percentage, but it's better than 0. And the Sudbury 5, they weren't shooting very well in the first quarter overall, 31%. They brought it back to 41%, which is where London is as well. So both teams having a bit of an off shooting night, but both teams right in the game with still a full half left to go. And Travis Relaford heading to the free throw line, getting the start in the second half.
And there's a lot of positives to what they did in the second quarter there as well. After coming out in the first and only scoring 15 points, they managed to put up 31 in the second quarter. So we're headed in the right direction. One thing I'd like to see an improvement on is our 3-point shooting. Going 3 for 17 in the first half, it's not good. And we would expect them to start to fall in the second, but only time will tell.
And a rebound comes out. Gilligan can't corral it. It goes to Mo Bolden, who gets fouled on the shot, and he'll head to the free throw line for 2. Mo Bolden out of Jackson, Mississippi. Went to Southern Mississippi University. He's at the free throw line, hits the first of 2.
It's been a well-reffed game tonight as well. Both teams putting up 7 free throw attempts in the first half. I always like to see that number, whether we're home or away, stay fairly close to each other.
Corey Dixon does a great job there at boxing out on the free throw, grabbing the rebound, holding it high above Xavier Moon's head. The bounce pass to Travis Relaford. Relaford across to Devin Gilligan, goes right to the hoop and catches Mo Bolden sleeping a little bit there, coming out to play defense straight up, and back the other way. Kevin Ware Jr. right to the rim, gets fouled.
Hopefully that's exactly what Gilligan needed. Going scoreless in the first half. As we mentioned earlier, though, a lot of times it's the simplest way to fix your shot is by going for the layup, getting the easy baskets.
And Kevin Ware Jr. rims out on the first. And the crowd getting into it here in the second half. Shot goes up good by Kevin Ware. It's 56-49 for the London Lightning, the defending National Basketball League of Canada champions. And Braylon Rayson. Rayson leading the league in scoring at 26 points a game, had just 7 in the first half to go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Jalen Bland, 2 of 10 shooting, 6 points in that first half. So the 2 big players in the backcourt for the Sudbury 5 struggling a little bit shooting, yet the team's still in the game because the other pieces around them, like Grandy Glaze, who has 8 points, 12 rebounds, well on his way to another double-double. And Mo Bolden puts that one back up and in on the rebound. Devin Gilligan, little in and out dribble, has to pick it up. Nice job there splitting the defense by Bland, puts it up. Corey Dixon had more than enough time to put it up. He gets a couple rebounds, 3 of them, gets it out to Relaford in a fresh shot clock. Relaford going at Kirk Williams Jr. A beautiful Euro step around the defender and up with the right hand. Out to Garret Williamson. He's going to knock that one down every time. Wide open in the corner of the veteran. Devin Gilligan tries the spin move on Williamson. He can't get it to go, gets it back out to Braylon Rayson. Relaford open at the top. Another nice move, goes right hand. And Corey Dixon is fouled on the rebound, trying to put it back up and in.
It's a great job by Dixon there, finding the right angle to come at when he saw the layup attempt was going to be long. And it's really basketball IQ. That's exactly what you have to do on rebounds. It's not about getting to the basket. It's about finding the right angle that the ball is going to come off the rim.
Corey Dixon to line for 2. Led the way on 5 of 6 shooting with 12 points in 17 minutes in that first half. And the largest London lead of the game was 13 points. It's up to 8 points right now at 61-53. Garret Williamson getting it into Mo Bolden. Bolden backing down Relaford. Bolden takes a shot, that one long, bounces up a couple times, and it's a fight for it. And Moon, those second chance points have been huge for the London Lightning here tonight. Kevin Ware gets another look. A nice big rebound there by Corey Dixon.
Good job by Braylon there, collecting that pass.
And Devin Gilligan is going to pick up the foul and 1. He'll head to the free throw line. A great job there by the Sudbury 5, moving the ball around after the rebound by Corey Dixon.
It's exactly what you want to see as well. Rayson's not exactly having the best shooting night, but what he does is he drives the paint, draws the defender, and kicks it down low for the pass and the layup.
And Devin Gilligan gets that one. You get a quick look at it, the and 1 there by Gilligan. Back to action. And Xavier Moon up top. Has Braylon Rayson on him. Mo Bolden backing down Relaford. The London Lightning have gone with a short bench here tonight. Marvin Phillips, Jalen Bab Harrison, and an offensive foul there by Marvin Phillips. And they've gone with about an 8-person bench for the London Lightning here tonight.
Yeah, he gave him a quick shot to the jaw there. It's good to see he's okay though.
A tough cat, and Braylon Rayson comes over half, gets it to Travis Relaford. Rayson cutting through, takes a screen from Jalen Bland, who then comes off a screen of his own. Great defensive and awareness there by Kevin Ware Jr. He goes right to the cup, lays it in with some good speed. Devin Gilligan trying to go at Garret Williamson. And he does, goes with the right hand, finishes. Devin Gilligan kind of backs up, dribbles, puts him to sleep, then goes right by Williamson for the 2. That's Mo Bolden. An easy 2 look there for Mo Bolden. And they're trading buckets here in Sudbury. Nice bounce pass to Relaford, goes with the left hand. Smooth takes a look at it and said, yeah, that was my left. Kevin Ware Jr. gets it around the swing pass to Williamson. He goes in on Corey Dixon, high off the glass, and drops in for the Lightning.
That's frustrating for Dixon. I kind of agree with him. I'm not really sure that was a foul, but with 3 refs out there, you don't always have the right angle at the ball, so it is really hard to tell.
Well, Williamson will head to the free throw line for one extra.
Crowd doing a great job there trying to distract them.
And it counts 68-60 now for the London Lightning. 6:46 left to play in this third quarter, sorry. Braylon Rayson gets it to Travis Relaford. Goes with the left, puts it up, and he's going to head to the free throw line for two.
I'm liking what they're doing here to start the third quarter. They're not taking as many three-point shots. They're focusing more on getting to the hole, and whether you get the layup or the foul, either way it benefits the team. And you're not necessarily going to have those options if you're shooting threes or deep threes. It's easier to get the foul when you're driving to the hole.
But threes are worth more than twos, though.
That is correct, but when you're 3 of 17, you got to try to work something out there.
So Travis Relaford will try to work his way into a couple free throws as the ref picks something up off the court.
Appreciate that by the ref. We don't want anyone slipping on anything out there and hurting themselves.
Relaford knocks down one of two already. The London Lightning have 5 fouls, 5 team fouls in this third quarter. Relaford is 1 for 2 on that one. 0 for 1 in the first half from the free throw line, Travis Relaford. And 2 for 4 here in the second. Kevin Ware Jr. looking for Phillips inside. He's outside now. And Phillips tees it up and knocks it down. Maven Phillips, sorry. And nice pass there, and a block by Kirk Williams Jr. And Williams Jr. speeding the other way, putting it up, nothing there. And luckily for the Lightning, Kevin Ware Jr. is able to get the ball. Moon to Williamson, he sweeps and goes by. I don't know if he was shooting in the direction of the basket, but
kind of just flailed his arms up there, expecting the refs to make the call.
And we're going to have a timeout coming here. It's not called by either team. If there's no timeout called by the 6-minute mark, the first stoppage in play is a timeout, a TV timeout, so we can talk. 10-point lead here for the London Lightning. Probably not the way that the Sudbury 5 wanted to start this second half out, especially the momentum they were building in that second quarter.
Yes, that's correct. And if the first half is anything to do with it, then, the first quarter they didn't play that well. Third quarter so far they haven't played that well. But the second quarter they played great. So hopefully the fourth quarter they're going to match that effort they had in the second quarter.
One would hope also in this third quarter maybe get it back a little bit closer as we head into the fourth quarter. As we mentioned it before the broadcast, this London team kind of desperate. They have a new head coach as they fired their head coach after a 4-4 start. It doesn't seem that bad, but when you head to, when you're back-to-back National Basketball League of Canada champions, there's some high expectations that come with that. You lost your top scorer in Royce White Jr. And you lost a lot of the, the talent that was there from the championship team.
And as we mentioned earlier, for the month, for the games played in December, they had 1 win out of 4 games. It's kind of hard to justify that to your bosses if you're the coach. And with 3 of them being blowouts as well.
But it just shows the discrepancy and the amount of talent that is in this league. The Sudbury 5, they beat the KW Titans, the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, on Thursday rather handily. It was a rather kind of a close game, but ended up being a 122-114 win for the Sudbury 5. And those same KW Titans blew out this London Lightning team the last time they faced each other, 123-97. But London giving Sudbury everything that they can handle and more here tonight in Sudbury. 73-61
It's one thing I've noticed about us. We tend to be a second half team. Even their last win on Thursday, I know they lost the first quarter, and I think they were up 1 at the half. So they tend to outscore the other teams quite a bit in the second half.
Corey Dixon tries a cross-court pass to Adam Blazek, who ends up picking up the foul for the Sudbury Fly. Blazek had 14 points off the bench in the win over the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. And Corey Dixon perhaps had a better shot going straight up with it. Rayson had a look as well with the up fake and perhaps a three-point chance. And Williamson now 5-5 the fouls for the two teams, and 73-61 for the London Lightning with 5:20 left to go in the third quarter. Back out to Kirk Williams Jr. He goes right to the cup, right hand, too strong. Travis Relaford able to get it, looking to slow it down a little bit. Kirk Williams Jr. Now he gets it to Adam Blazek.
I would have liked to see Relaford pull up there. He was kind of left wide open at the top of the three-point line.
Blazek makes his man dance a little, steps back, and he hits a 5-4-3.
Yeah, I'm going to take back what I said about Relaford there. Smart decision getting the ball to Blazek for the deep three there.
That's what he envisioned the whole time, the entire time. So a couple words being shared there between Braylon Rayson and A.J. Gaines Jr. underneath the basket, and it continues between the two. The ref's likely going to have to separate them. Very busy weekend once again in Sudbury. The Sudbury Wolves last night were able to beat Kitchener 5-2. That extended their home win streak to 12 games, and that ties a franchise record. They've won 8 straight in a row. And what a ticket you can get here in Sudbury. You come see the Five the very next night. They're 6-2 on the season. And then tomorrow, the Halifax Hurricanes, a team that's been very dominant in the past few years in the National Basketball League of Canada. So for fans here in Sudbury, treated to 3 very big games and a lot of fun on the court and ice surface in the Sudbury Community Arena.
Yeah, the fans have been, Sudbury in general has been having a really great weekend. I mean, it's just constant entertainment. It means you've been incredibly busy for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm sure all the fans appreciate that as well.
Hey, you know what? It's fine with me. The teams are successful. The fans are coming out. They're supporting the team. They're excited. It's outside the arena. It's something that's being talked about in Sudbury, and you can't ask for much more than that. The hype of the Sudbury Wolves. That team's for real. And so they're building momentum, and the Sudbury Five people really latching on to this team. A bit of a different atmosphere here for the Sudbury Five games. But now they just have to, look at a comeback here against the London Lightning, defending champions. A shot there missed by Ware. And Braylon Rayson looking to respond. And Kevin Ware Jr. is going to pick up a foul on Grandy Glaze.
You know it's a foul anytime you see Glaze on the floor. He's a hard man to knock down.
It's going to be sideline or baseline out of bounds for the Sudbury Five, and Blazek gets it in to Braylon Rayson. He's got an opening, nice pass, and that one went off a foot. And it's going to stay with Sudbury Five. And you saw it just as Rayson made the bounce pass, it changed direction just a little bit. The ref saw it the whole way. And so it's going to be the same spot, different inbounder. Grandy Glaze is going to take this one. Gets the long pass out to Blazek, back right into Blaze, makes a move, goes to the left hand, blocked by Marvin Phillips. A nice play there, and it goes off of Grandy Glaze.
Glaze seems a bit confused with the call on that one, but I kind of agree with the ref. I think Williams read exactly what he was going to do.
A.J. Gaines Jr. as the Sudbury Five stay in that zone defense. A little bit of a 2-1-2 as Corey Dixon is able to move around. Shot well off by A.J. Gaines Jr. Relaford coming back the other way, left hand, puts it up. And off the glass and in. cuts it to a 7-point lead for the London Lightning. 73-66, 3:43 is left to play here. And Kirk Williams Jr. takes the ball right to the ground. And that's going to be an easy out of bounds call.
I'm not really sure what Williams thought happened there, but yeah, he just kind of fell backwards and landed on the baseline. I didn't see anyone touch him.
In once again is Johani Dalembert, number 25, the newest addition to the Sudbury Five. They came to terms on a contract agreement, the Five and Dalembert. The younger half-brother of NBAer Samuel Dalembert played for the Canadian national team. Samuel did a reverse there, and Dalembert goes up, and he's going to get fouled. Head to the free throw line, and we said this at halftime. This is a lineup that they could throw out. Dalembert and Grandy Glaze, two very big rebounders. Allows Travis Relaford to play a little bit more of his natural position, the three, the power or the small forward position, rather than sticking him at power forward or perhaps even center with some of the lines that they've been going with this season.
Exactly, and another thing it does is it keeps the defense honest. They can't, when you have those two players down low, they can't leave them. They can't come out to the three-point line and help on that spot, so it just keeps them honest, and it allows our three-point shooters to get better looks at the net.
And both are hit by Johani Dalembert. And that shot is off, and Johani with the rebound. He drops it off to Blazek, who's running the other way. Blazek pulls up from three. That one's deep. It doesn't matter. Take a couple steps out. Adam Blazek is going to knock it down. And we're a 2-point game here in Sudbury. Marvin Phillips, he answers right back for the Lightning.
Yeah, there's not a player on the court that I wouldn't want taking that shot if he's wide open. So good job by Phillips there, making himself aware of that.
Trying to get it inside to Dalembert, and a reaching foul to Marvin Phillips. And I'm sure head coach Logan Stutt's not happy with that. A bit of a defensive breakdown right after you hit a big bucket. Come back the other way and someone doesn't pick up a man. Marvin Phillips wide open. He's hit a couple already.
It's the type of thing that leaders in the court do. I'm sure Racing will hold them accountable, but if you're subbing in, you got to communicate. It's all about communication. You got to know who you're guarding. But in a situation like that, I think he was unaware of what player he was actually supposed to be on.
Johani Dalembert comes in and hits 4 of 4 from the free throw line in this third quarter. Picking up a couple rebounds as well, so a nice debut for him. Sure, as he works more into, understanding of the sets, they're going to get him a few more minutes.
Yeah,
Bab Harrison.
For his first game out, yeah, that's he's been playing great.
And Mo Bolden doesn't see Adam Blazek. Blazek goes up top, and at a 3-on-1, that's going to go off Blazek. Got to be a better decision there from the point guard of the Sudbury Five. At Relaford on the left, Glaze on the right, goes for an alley-oop in a terrible position.
Yeah, Blazek's got to decide what he's doing there. If the defender's going to stay on him, make the pass. But if they're sloughing off to the two other guys in front of him, Blazek's just got to go up with that himself.
And that lob pass allowed the defense to recover as Moon hits the pull-up. He's done a good job tonight. Just the quick dribble, gets past the defender into an open spot, knocked down that short jumper. A nice pass there by Blazek into Grandy Glaze. It's going to be a travel called against Grandy Glaze.
I agree with the call, I just don't like it. The crowd letting the refs hear it here, but he definitely did a little jump there when he was underneath the basket.
They share your opinion. What he did, he hop-stepped and put both feet down and then kind of shuffled those feet as well. And Blazek gets the rebound to Jalen Bland. Bland going into the hole, and he's fouled. And you see just there, Johani Dalembert is going to get a little bit more familiar. It takes some time to build that chemistry with teammates, but you see Dalembert cutting to the basket as Jalen Bland is driving to the basket, kind of clogs up the middle.
Yeah, it's about knowing your role, and Dalembert knows exactly what he's supposed to do. If he sees his point guard driving to the hole like that, he knows to cut in. As soon as his defender sloughs off a little bit and he has a lane, he just jets straight to the net hoping that he's going to get the pass. Or if not, even drawing the defender back on him to create the shot for his point guard.
And Bland is not able to hit it. It's a 4-point game here in Sudbury. 1:25 left to go in this third quarter. Defense there by Dalembert. Throws it across to Jalen Bland, back to Grandy Glaze. And it looked like Moon got a piece of it. That one is going to be too long for Garret Williamson Jr., who goes flying into the front row.
Ooh, we got some nacho chips all over the floor there now.
And snacks, popcorn, everything flying. And night ruin. That doesn't happen at home, but when you get courtside seats. Garret Williamson Jr. And you can see he's visibly upset about knocking over that popcorn.
Yeah, you don't want to disrespect the popcorn at a basketball game. It's a fan favorite. The fan took it pretty well, though. He's got a big smile on his face, so good on him.
Adam Blazek, after the turnover by the London Lightning, gets it to Relaford. Relaford has a lane right to the basket. That one's too easy for the former Kansas star. And Kevin Ware Jr. has it for the Lightning. He gets by Bland, sidestep, puts it up. Could have been a foul call, Johani Dalembert. And lucky there, he'll shoot two. But for a big man, you probably don't want him. The first thing for him to do is to put it down and start dribbling like he's heading up court as a point guard, but works out.
Well, I like what he did too, and you're right with saying that, but he was kind of like a running back out there. He squeezed the ball as hard as he could, knowing that he was going to be fouled.
And so Dalembert hits number one. He's been good from the free throw line, hits number two. And we're gonna have a timeout or sub after that, sorry. Gilligan will come in for Jalen Bland, and a big round of applause as Adam Blazek firing up the crowd. And so Xavier Moon will have it for the Lightning as time winds down. In this third quarter, it's a tie game. It's 78-78. Moon to Bolden. The shot and the answer. London has been answering every comeback of the Sudbury Five here this evening. Nice bounce pass there from Blazek. Gets it over to Grandy Glaze. Nice touch pass from Dalembert. And Glaze will shoot two.
That's one thing when you're running the zone on defense is you're going to have more three-point shots put up. And it is harder to cover that ground, so it's a tough call as a coach to make because it is so rewarding in protecting the paint. But what it does do is leave that three-point line vulnerable.
And if they're hitting like the Lightning have been tonight, it gets a little bit dangerous. Grandy Glaze knocks down shot number one. Every game this season except for three, Grandy Glaze is able to put a double-double together, points and rebounds, and he does it here again. 10.2 seconds left. Garret Williamson will come in for the London Lightning. Kevin Ware Jr. takes a seat for the last 10 seconds. It's a one-point game, and the last possession likely will go here to the London Lightning. And London, the shot from Moon, it's long. And the end of the quarter, a very slow start for the Sudbury Five in that second half, much like the start to the first quarter. However, they were able to come back and make this one a ball game heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, minus the first quarter there, we've outscored them both quarters. So the second and third quarter, I should say. So we're trending for the fourth quarter to be the same, and I do expect us to get the win tonight.
So the Sudbury Five, they trail this one by 1 point. It is an 81-80 game. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action here in Greater Sudbury. Sudbury Five and London Lightning. You don't want to miss this fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is underway here in Greater Sudbury. The Five trail by 1. And the Five with possession. Nice pass there by Grandy Glaze. And a little English from Adam Blazek under the basket, the up and under.
Blazek keeps proving me right. He's a fourth quarter player, even second half guy. He really impresses me out there.
The intensity on defense, and then the addition, the bonus is offense for Adam Blazek, but he's knocked down a couple big threes. 14 points off the bench. And the last win is a big rebound and a throwdown. Oh my goodness. AJ Gaines Jr.
Ouch.
And if we could see a replay of that, I wouldn't mind seeing 3 or 4 of that.
Yeah, that was that's definitely an exciting show of athleticism there.
It's just so, AJ Gaines, I lost for words here. AJ Gaines Jr. Just such surprising ups there. He just grabs the rebound, goes straight up with it, and picks up the and one, and that is a momentum booster for the London Lightning.
It's not something you expect to see every day, that's for sure.
And Moon, the floater. Nice hit there by Xavier Moon, as the lead now up to 85-82 for the London Lightning. Blazek loses it a little bit, gets it to Dalembert. Dalembert as well, he loses it, gets it to Travis Relaford, and an offensive foul going to Johani Dalembert. Travis Relaford, number 24, the Sudbury Five, leading the way for the team. Missed a couple of games because of injury, has 18 points. But a couple other players having nice nights as well.
What really impresses me about Relaford, of those 18 points, he's shooting 8 of 11. He's shooting like 77%. It's phenomenal. Grandy Glaze reached his double-double you were mentioning about as well, though. He's got 10 points with 13 rebounds. The energy doesn't stop with him. It's something we've come to expect every game, is a double-double from Grandy Glaze.
Yeah, the last game he shot 11 of 15. Tonight a little bit worse at 3 for 8, but the energy, as you mentioned, still there, as the Lightning able to hit on the other side, leading the way for the Lightning, and the shot goes in. Leading the way for the Lightning is Maurice Bolden at 13 points as well. Garret Williamson with 15. Kevin Ware Jr. 12 and 11 for Kirk Williams Jr. And Gaines Jr. going to the basket moments ago, threw down a ferocious slam and one. He gets that one to fall. Relaford drops it for Glaze and just spins out. Mo Bolden to the cup and puts it down, and the Lightning going on a bit of a run here. The Sudbury Five sending a couple players to the scorers table to check in. Jalen Bland gets it into Grandy Glaze, goes up with the right hand. That one falls. 91-86 now for the Lightning. And Moon crossing over. Adam Blazek has him up top. ISO. AJ Gaines Jr. trying to go back to work. Blazek with the steal. Up to Relaford. There he goes. Calm, cool, collected as Travis Relaford goes from the right side to the left side, using the rim as protection.
Yeah, it's a really smart play by him, and I'm starting to wonder if his percentage on the reverse layup's higher than the regular, because he's got that down pat.
91-88, and expected that one almost to fall as a response that London has been doing all night. Bland takes it all the way to the cup. Nobody stops him until the painted area. And Jalen Bland, who struggled from outside, goes inside and gets the 2 to fall. It's a 1-point game once again. After the end of the third quarter, it was 81-80. It's now 91-90 with 8:26 left to go in this game. And another steal by the Sudbury Five. Glaze to Relaford, up with the right hand, and what a game Relaford is putting together.
He's doing excellent out there. He's doing everything right, and I mean, Glaze poked away that steal attempt there, and Relaford just sprinted down the court and got the nice layup.
Moon has it taken away. Glaze throwing it up to Devin Gilligan to the cup. And Gilligan is throwing it down. The Sudbury 5 taking the lead 94-91. And Grandy Glaze giving a high five to a couple. He's not going to knock anyone's popcorn down. Don't worry. And what a response from the Sudbury 5. AJ Gaines Jr. absolutely threw down a monster slam that could have shifted this momentum a completely different way. But the Sudbury 5, they calmed down and they went out and running. It starts at the defensive end, steal after steal, and Relaford outrunning in the last play. Devin Gilligan throwing it down for Sudbury.
It really shows the experience the Sudbury 5 players have, because as you mentioned, when you get a dunk thrown down on you like that, it takes the air out of you. A lot of times you'll see the coach call a timeout right after to kind of settle down the team, but Coach Stutz trusted his team and let them go out there, and we answered with a run of our own, and the players understand that it's a nice dunk, but it's 2 points. That's all it is in the end.
Exactly, and the Sudbury 5 using those transition points, the transition buckets, to get themselves a 3-point lead.
What I really liked about that run as well was it was pure hustle. It was pure energy. The team realized they had to do something to get this lead back, and it was on the defensive end where they were getting the steals that led to the offensive baskets. And that's defense, as we've said before, it's pure effort. It's wanting it more than the other team.
And so still plenty of time left to play here in this fourth quarter, but the Sudbury 5, they've done this numerous times this season, battle back from deficits, and the London Lightning had it up to 13 at a couple times this game, and the Sudbury 5 continue to battle back, a struggle in the first quarter, a struggle in the first part of the third quarter, but this is a team that's very resilient. We've come to learn that, a 6-2 team playing a division rival who's second in the standings at 4-4, and a win against a team like this can go a long way late in the season. Kirk Williams Jr. and Grandy Glaze in the restricted area gets called for the block, and so Williams Jr. heads to the free throw line for 2.
It's something Glaze is really good at. Unfortunately, that time he let the defender push him back a bit because he was outside the restricted area. But what has to happen there is as soon as the contact's made from the offensive player, you have to fall down. It's kind of odd, but that's the way it is. If you slough back and you just move back a foot, the ref's going to make that call every time.
So Kirk Williams Jr. hits the first of 2. It's a 94-92 lead for the Sudbury 5, 94-93. And Adam Blazek gets it to Jalen Bland up top. Bland making his defender move a little. Shooter's touch rolling in. And knock it down for 3. Jalen Bland does, extending this lead to 4.
It's exactly what you want to see from 2 of your top scorers as well. Jalen Bland with a beautiful shot there.
And Garret Williamson going into AJ Gaines, and the defense continues for the Sudbury 5. Who is it off of? They're going to say it's off the knee of Dexter Williams Jr. But hounding defense on AJ Gaines. You see that last shot there. The shooter's touch by Jalen Bland on the 3. Garret Williamson heads to the cup and blocked by Devin Gilligan. But they're going to call a foul, and shooting 2 is Garret Williamson.
I'm not too sure about that one there. It looked like a clean block to me. We'll see if the basketball gods agree on this one.
Devin Gilligan comes out. Travis Relaford comes back in for the Sudbury 5. Up over 20 points tonight is Travis Relaford. And exactly why the Sudbury 5 head coach Logan Stutz brought him into this team. a veteran presence, a guy who's been around. He's done it all in basketball. And he's here being one of the leaders of the Sudbury Five, a franchise in their first season. They're 6-2 on this young season. Still plenty of year left to go. But performing, I would say, almost beyond expectations for what this, a first-year franchise would be.
It's almost unheard of. All new players playing with each other that haven't played with each other before, and to have this cohesion on the court and the understanding of where each other like the ball, accepting the roles that the coach has given them. You don't really hear of it this quick that often. But so that really goes out to Coach Stutz. He's done a phenomenal job with this team, and the record clearly shows that.
And so the ball is going to be out of bounds. Adam Blazek inbounding it. Dexter Williams Jr. up top. A nice play set there, and Bland just rattles out. Rebound to Garret Williamson. And a putback there. A.J. Gaines Jr. He's come to play. Couple monster slams.
He's one of those players you hate to play against, but you'd love to have him on your team.
Adam Blazek up top. And with the shot clock winding down, has it blocked. Gaines Jr. with the windmill slam. And he's pumping up the visiting bench. With that one giving them the lead as we see the replay, 98-97. And Jalen Bland has Garret Williamson on him. He takes a shot and knocks it down. Jalen Bland gets a high five from head coach Logan Stutz, but clutch coming up big.
I'll gladly keep trading dunks for threes with them if that's what they like.
And the defense comes through. Dexter Williams Jr. puts it up, misses. But the follow-up by Jalen Bland, number one of the Sudbury Five, and that's exactly what you need on a fast break. There's no guarantee that baskets are going to be made. Dexter Williams Jr., yes, he had a breakout. But the 2-5 players getting in there were able to get the rebound, and Mo Bolden, another answer. 102-101.
What a game we have on our hands tonight here. This is some great basketball. Both teams are answering back and forth on offense.
And Blazek, the fadeaway. Is it going to fall? No. Dexter Williams Jr., big rebound. Tries to feed it around the player, Marvin Williams, to Travis Relaford. Can't do it, and Moon streaks right to the basket, giving these London Lightning back the lead, 103-102.
I'd like to see Blazek just settle it down a bit here. Make the London Lightning work on defense. Get them to expel some of that energy they've built up. And how you're going to do that is by swinging the ball around.
A.J. Gaines Jr. is fouled by Blazek.
Is that Bland we have on the ground over there? And I hope it's nothing serious, but he seems to be in quite a bit of pain. I think what might have happened is he landed on someone's ankle when he was coming down.
And not a good sign for the Sudbury Five faithful. And Bland is going to hobble to the bench of the Sudbury Five. We'll keep an eye on him. Just 3:49. It would be nice to have his shot out there. Unhappy with the way his night could have ended.
I think he feels he had a little push in his back there, and the refs didn't call it, so it's just all that more irritating to him as he gets injured on the play as well.
AJ Gaines Jr., the intentional foul, gets 2 shots and the ball for the London Lightning. That's big. He can make it a 3-point game. He does, 105-102, and they get the ball back. And so Rayson comes in for Jalen Bland. Out there with Travis Relaford, Adam Blazek, Corey Dixon, and Dexter Williams Jr.
Well, and even with the injury, it's next man up. You can't hang your head here, and you got to dig in on defense and get this stop.
Xavier Moon up top for the London Lightning. And Marvin Phillips, as the clock is winding down, we're going to have a push in the back. AJ Gaines Jr. picks up the foul. And that's just the first team foul for the London Lightning in this whole 4th quarter. And so it'll be Sudbury 5 ball with 3:33 left to go in the 4th, 105-102. And looks like Bland kind of lacing up the shoes on the bench, getting some treatment from the training staff. We'll see if he's able to come back in. In the meantime, Braylon Rayson jacks up the 3, rattles out. Corey Dixon with the rebound to Blazek, who has Garret Williamson on him. Goes inside to Dixon, the up fake going up. Misses the first one, collects his own rebound. And the back and forth continue in this 4th quarter. It's a 106-105 game.
Dixon's great for that. He never gives up on the play. He's done that a couple times tonight where he's got up a shot, missed, follows his own rebound, and then finishes it off by getting the basket.
And Marvin Phillips, the pass out just gets to AJ Gaines Jr., has it go off himself. And it's thrown, it's bouncing around. There's a couple of London players. And a dangerous place to throw the ball by the Sudbury 5, leads into a basket. And back the other way very quickly, Travis Relaford takes the pass from Braylon Rayson. And back the lead goes to the Sudbury 5. And Mo Bolden, bounce pass to Garret Williamson, stolen, and a foul on Travis Relaford as the ball is going to go to the Sudbury 5. A foul to AJ Gaines Jr., the team's second.
Smart play by Gaines there. You don't want to give up the fast break layup. Plus, the more fouls Gaines gets, the better for us.
In comes Kirk Williams Jr. Out goes Marvin Phillips. Braylon Rayson looking for Dexter Williams Jr. Over the top, nice job there, the screen. And it just does not foul. Rayson thought he was fouled. And Relaford took out 2 players of London to get the open shot. In low to Kirk Williams Jr., foul and 1. 109-106 with the possibility to make this a 2-possession game.
It's another one of those, I just think the ref should be letting that go. I didn't even see any contact on the play. Two of our players just jumped up around Williams trying to distract him from making the shot. And the ref blows the late whistle.
Kirk Williams Jr. heading to the free throw line.
I do it too.
Blazek gets it to Corey Dixon. Dexter Williams Jr. over to Dixon, opening on the left side. Foul, they'll head to the free throw line.
Great job by Dixon there. we don't want to settle for any threes at this point, and there's still a lot of time left in the game with a minute 23. Ideally, you want to drive it to the hole every time because you're just giving yourself more options to score, whether it be you make the basket or you get fouled and get rewarded at the free throw line.
Corey Dixon knocks down number one. It's back to a one-possession game, 110-107. Can't hit the second one, and Sudbury gets the rebound. Blazek pulls it out short, and out and running, the Lightning. Williams, the junior, can't hit it. Corey Dixon gets the rebound. Blazek up to Rayson, to Dexter Williams Jr. Will it fall? It does. It does. The basket and one. Dexter Williams Jr. too strong.
It was quite the circus shot there. I don't even know how he got that one in. He was leaning 90 degrees backwards after the contact.
We get a look at the replay of it here. What a play. Nice pass, drop it off by Rayson. And he just, as he's falling backwards, is able to somehow flail it up and gets it to drop. Dexter Williams Jr. ties it up. It was a great first ever home game of the Sudbury Five between the London Lightning and Sudbury Five. Sudbury pulled it out 112-107. We're here once again. It's 110-110. Under a minute left to go. Garret Williamson, the tip in with the left hand. It's good. Adam Blazek over half court. Time winding down, 42 seconds. Gets it to Rayson. Rayson has a step on the defender, goes up, gets the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line for two with a chance to tie it back up.
And that's exactly what I was just talking about earlier. Is you don't want to settle for the three-pointer at this time in the game. You take it to the hole, you either get fouled or potentially make the layup. So Rayson, just another great, very smart basketball IQ play there from him.
And on that, you drive it to the basket, and sometimes you collapse the defense, get two or three in there, then you have the opportunity to kick it out. You get an open look at three rather than forcing it. The Sudbury Five missed the second free throw. It's a one-point game, and that means free throws for the London Lightning as Kirk Williams Jr. will head to the free throw line for two. Williams Jr., number 31, has performed pretty well here tonight for the London Lightning. As the crowd gets into it, knocks down number one. And the second of two to make it a three-point game. It falls. And head coach Logan Stutz will take a timeout for the Sudbury Five. Again, you don't have to rush possessions here. Plenty of time, 35 seconds left. You're down by three. You could look for a three, but you'd kind of rather go in for a quick two, and then you still have more than 24 seconds left to get that stop and get an extra possession.
You want to take the highest percentage shot at this point because, as you mentioned, with the amount of time left in the game, you do kind of need to go for the quick two because if you let the clock get below 24 seconds, you're kind of in a position where you're forced to foul. So at this point, if they go for the quick layup, as Nick mentioned, hopefully making the layup or getting fouled, then there will still be time on the clock left for them to come back down after the other team and potentially get the last shot for the win.
And you know the London Lightning don't want to pick up that foul on a driving layup to perhaps get an and one opportunity. So any drive, they're more than likely going to contest, but not contest too hard. We'll see what Logan Stutz draws up out of the timeout. The Sudbury Five will be able to advance the ball into the front court.
And that is a very good point, what you just mentioned. The other London Knights coaches, or the Lightning's coaches, telling them that do not foul. We do not want to foul here. So as Nick suggested, if we go for the layup, then they might slough off a little bit and just make it that much easier for us.
Adam Blazek inbounding the ball, trying to find Rayson, has to throw it near the half-court line to Corey Dixon, and they gotta go into Travis Relaford, taking a little bit of time to set up the play. Jalen Bland, with 1 on the clock, jacks it up. Big rebound there by A.J. Gaines Jr. And the problem there for the Sudbury Five, they didn't get into the play set up until about 5-6 seconds after they inbounded the ball. I got to give credit to London's defense there, not allowing the players who want to catch the ball off the inbounds to get it. A.J. Gaines Jr. can make it a 2-possession game.
It's good coaching on their part as well. It was almost as if they knew the inbound play the Sudbury Five were going to run.
A.J. Gaines Jr. knocks down number 1. A couple memorable dunks here from A.J. Gaines Jr. tonight. A putback and a nice windmill on the fast break. Gaines Jr. is able to knock it down. Logan Stutz will take another timeout. 10.9 points a game for A.J. Gaines. And so now you kind of have to think a quick 3 is in order for the Sudbury Five.
Yeah, down 5 with 17 seconds left on the clock. You technically could go for the 2, but being at home, it's your home court. I do expect the Sudbury Five to come out with perhaps a double screen to get a 3-point shooter open, or maybe just an ISO one-on-one play. But the sooner they get it up, the better, because time is not on our side in this situation.
Well, in a 5-point game, if you do hit that 3, then you're in the foul game opportunity, and you hope that, you know, the London Lightning make just 1 of 2. Then you have that second opportunity to hit a 3 to tie this up and go into overtime.
Exactly. If we do hit the 3, most likely I would expect us to put on the full court pressure at that time, and you try to immediately force the turnover, but if that doesn't happen, you have to give the quick foul. And as you said, hope they go 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
So we'll see what Logan Stutz has drawn up for the Sudbury Five. Jalen Bland went down with a bit of an injury about the 3:33 mark in this fourth quarter. He's back out there for the Sudbury Five. At what capacity, we're not sure, but he's fighting through it. Relaford gets it into Blazek. The screen from Rayson. Blazek knocks it down. 5-4-3. London is going to take a timeout. That makes things interesting.
Just keep getting Blazek the ball. Mr. Fourth quarter right here. He is clutch.
He's hit a couple from deep downtown. None bigger than that one, as Blazek makes it a 2-point game. And the Sudbury Five are going to foul as soon as it's inbound. I mean, you look for that quick steal, but you're going for that foul, and you hope that the pressure gets to whoever's on the free throw line, and they make, if they miss both, better for the Sudbury Five. But you're looking for them to at least miss 1 to get an opportunity to send this to overtime.
And it could be what Coach Stutz is talking to this team about right now. You know, whoever the worst free throw shooter is on the team, they could potentially leave him open just to influence the team passing the ball to him. So then you can give the quick foul, and you have the best opportunity for the player to go 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
And so the London Lightning, they too have the ability to advance the ball or get it in the backcourt. A little bit more room to play if you take it in full court, but they're going to go into the front court. And Sudbury looking to stifle the defense. We get a look at Adam Blazek's big 3 there. And that one drawn up the entire time. Braylon Rayson, who the Lightning were probably expecting to get the ball, ends up being the one who sets the screen for Blazek. And so a big defensive possession here. Mo Bolden inbounding the ball. Travis Relaford all up in his face. And the pass comes in. A.J. Gaines Jr. is fouled. It was that close to being a steal. It looked like Dixon got a hand on it, but they call a foul.
It's still nice to see, though, that they did do the right thing there. And they really did give them a shot at getting the steal there.
A very dangerous pass from Bolden, trying to go squeeze in a lob pass. as two defenders are near Gaines Jr., but as we've seen tonight, this guy can elevate.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe play if you're the other team, that's for sure. There's not too many people that could outjump Gaines.
A.J. Gaines Jr. knocks down the first of two. Has this second one to make it a two-possession game. If he misses this, the 5 will have an opportunity to tie it. Another timeout, the final one to Logan Stutz, the third and final. And so 11.8 seconds, there still is time if you get another quick 3 off.
Yeah, we're kind of in the exact same situation as we were previously. The advantage this time is instead of being down 5, they're down 4. So if they do hit the 3 foul, there's still, roughly 5-6 seconds on the clock. Then they could technically hit a 3 to tie it up and force overtime.
And so the Sudbury 5, they come in looking for this 3. Do you go to Blazek again, or do you look for one of your big dogs like Jalen Bland or Braylon Rayson?
It's a tough call to make. I mean, you want to play the game the right way, but at the same time, you want the ball in your best player's hands in this situation, whether they're having a cold night or not. The other thing is, though, Blazek, he seems to be so clutch. He's one of those players that wants the ball. He wants the last shot. And there's leagues around the world where the top scorer in the league isn't even that type of player where he wants the last shot. The amount of pressure on that it's up there with the top. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do here, but they have 3 great options regardless.
Relaford will inbound the ball out there with Dixon, Blazek, Bland, and Rayson. Gets it into Bland, gets the shot up, and he knocks it down. My goodness.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
They got to inbound it and foul quick.
Oh, no.
And just the probably worst thing that could happen. Sudbury 5 have no timeouts, and they're down 3. Bland, the shot to tie. Out of bounds. Is it tipped? They say no, and lightning ball. Bland had a look. And the Sudbury 5, they had no timeouts left, so they couldn't stop the clock. And just like that, time runs out, but what a ball game we had here in Greater Sudbury.
Yeah, you can't really be upset with the outcome there. I mean, the team did everything they were supposed to do. It was just, what a great show to watch down the stretch, even though we didn't get the W.
And the Sudbury 5, they fall 120 to 117. I have a feeling this matchup is going to be great as this season goes along.